My name's Beach Billy.
I'm Danny.
We are here today to show the Garmin Alpha a lot of the issues and troubleshooting problems we have. So I figured I'd bring Danny here since he can bullshit his way through anything. And I'm here because I'm the actual one that knows everything. So, nah, just kidding. We get calls all hunting season. You know, this is to hopefully help troubleshoot some of the different things. And these are just some of the little small issues that we constantly get calls for. Some of them are really stupid. They're very easy, but if you don't know, they're extremely annoying.
For example, guy's looking for his dogs. Every time he zooms in on his dogs, the map zooms out.
Yeah, that is. All right, very, very easy. And this is one that we get multiple phone calls for. You go to your main setup screen, so just always go back to home, setup, dogs, zoom map to dogs. See how it's off? It should always be off. And what happens is if you leave a collar at home, you're hunting 20 miles away, that box, when that zoom map to dogs is going to always zoom your map out so it fits all your dogs on the screen. Well, it doesn't know you're not tracking the dog you left at home because you still have it on. So always make sure that zoom map to dogs, if your screen is zooming out every minute to half the country, that's all it is. That's an easy fix. You set up dogs, zoom map to dogs, turn it off. All right, let's see, another one we have. And I'll go to a very simple one. I got the call the other day. It's something you wouldn't think of, but what happens is these units automatically have night mode and daylight mode. So if it's nighttime and you're in a really bright area in your house or your car, you know, very oftentimes it's very dim, you have trouble seeing your screen. It's stupid, it's easy. You hit your power button one simple time and you have full control of dimming or brightening it. It's extremely easy. Also on here, you have your lock map. So if you're hitting your screen, it's telling you to lock it and you don't know how, if that has gotten hit, very, very easy. Hit your power button one more time and unlock the screen. So that's always a simple way. Just remember, you don't hold it down. All you do is hit your power button, done. All right, go ahead.
Another common question is I can't see my map. My map page is straight white. My map has disappeared.
1 million phone calls for that issue. A very simple. Now, talking to the engineers about a year ago, what it used to come up was declutter maps, on or off. So who in the hell knows what declutter is? Well, I can tell you, it's making a big white screen and a lot of phone calls. So since then, they now have it to where it's map on or off. I guess we're getting ready to find out if this one's been updated or not. But so all you do with that, same thing, you're gonna go to your map, you hit your menu screen, and you have to scroll down. And you see where it says now, it says hide maps. See how you have a white screen now so it doesn't show you any bird's eye or any maps. And your goal is if you're having trouble finding something or one of your dogs, it takes a lot of that declutter away so you can see everything on the screen. Not a lot of people use it, but if you ever go and your maps are gone, your topo's gone, everything's gone but you and the dogs, that's more than likely all you've hit or something's happened. Go right in and hit show maps. Now, if you don't see show maps, declutter. Or is declutter on or off? Now, what I'd highly recommend if you see that on your unit, go update it. It's very, very important. Go to one of our other videos, go to how you update this unit, and then that is going to make it, there's multiple things that the engineers have fixed in these units and made better. And if that update now has been for at least a year, very important, get it updated because there's some other things that have been fixed too that would greatly help degrade the unit. So.
All right. So another frequently asked question is my DriveTrack won't hook up to my handheld I just purchased.
Oh my golly. Okay, yes. Once again, two things have happened with that. One, either your DriveTrack itself has been programmed or accidentally linked to a buddy's if you tried to turn it on the first time where it was with another unit. Yep. So if this doesn't work, go to the DriveTrack video and it's going to get you directed towards how to link it to your handheld. But what's very, very important is first thing you have to do is go to setup, then go to dogs, then see your broadcast dog data, make sure it's on. If that is off, then it's not going to broadcast to your DriveTrack. Or if you do not see it at all, once again, it's very important you update this. That is one of the things that's been done when DriveTracks came out. You had to update your handheld. So if you got an older Alpha, don't see that, real simple. We got to get in, go to Garmin Express and we're going to update your handheld and you're going to be up and working. So simple enough. All right.
All right, so another frequently asked questions is really simple, but it's asked often, is how do I change the color of my dog track?
Okay, very, very simple. And hopefully we have a dog in this system. We do. Okay. All right, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to that dog. Go to your dog list, pick the dog you want to change. You got to get on your show info screen. That's the info screen that shows your track codes, your train codes, all of those. Very, very simple. Up in that corner right there is the color your dog's going to be. You can see black. We already have it matched with black. Well, if we want the color to be orange, we can make it orange. If we want to match the color, you know, just and see all the different colors that are in here. I use that one for neon yellow. You know, so that would be, that is another thing when you buy your collars. That's one nice thing about Outdoor Dog Supply. You can match your collar with any color you want when you purchase it. We do a premium strap on every single one we sell. We highly recommend that so you can match each collar up with a different color on your screen.
I think something good to show right now while we're on that particular thing would be how to change the dog's ID if you're getting interference.
Okay, all right, that is a very good. It's a question we get. It's a problem that arises all the time. Let's go back to the dog real quick. I did cheat going in another way to get to your information screen. You go to your compass and click on the dog. It takes you right there. All right, once again, this is another thing. If you have to do any changes with a collar, so this is a call, your ID, you want to change your update rate, you go in here, and then this is your list for all the things you can do with that collar. Adjust collar light, change update rate. So you would go right in. Your collar has to be on. It has to be connected with the unit. You would change it to whichever update rate. Now the update rate had to leave a dog out. With the Garmin Alpha, we do not recommend, do not use
rescue
mode. Yeah, do not use rescue mode. Reason for rescue mode is in the old collars, there was no way to change it when the dog's out. Here, if the dog's 2 miles from you, stuck in a swamp, stuck on a creek, you can't get to him tonight, go right in, set that. You can set it to 2 minutes. It's going to change your collar down to 2 minutes. Following morning, get back out, change it back to 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something to where you're going to be more updated. And then you didn't burn near as much battery life in the evening. If you switch it to rescue mode, it's going to keep working on 2.5 seconds until the battery gets down to the last quarter of life.
Yep.
Then it's going to kick it into 2 minutes. So the whole time that could have been saving battery, you didn't do it. So I'm glad that was actually you brought into that. That was very, very important. But anything else with that collar? So when you're on, let me go back. When you're on that menu, all right, so like he just said, okay, so now we're going to actually go in and change ID. Well, where in the hell are we here? Okay, all right, well, all right, this is actually pretty cool. Yep. This is an update that they've done to you all. It used to be where you could come in and try to change the ID when the collar wasn't on. It now has to be reading the collar. Yep. That's wonderful because you don't go in and accidentally change something or think you've changed something that you haven't done.
Yep.
Okay, so I do see now that you have to have the collar on in order to even get that option in there. Pink line, oh my God, you have accidentally or you have hit to where you have navigated or something, and now you have this pink line on your screen that is there and you cannot get rid of it. It's really, really simple. Once again, you go there, you're going to have your pink line, and what it's trying to do is it's giving you a straight line to where you have said you wanted to navigate. So to get rid of that, all you do is hit your menu button at the bottom and stop navigation. That is a really, really simple fix. That is another thing that we get called about all the time. Showing you've either navigated to a certain dog or you've navigated to a place on the map. Okay. Now, we also have this like in our setup video, but if you haven't watched that, this is another. How do I get my handheld to quit beeping and vibrating at me every time I turn around? I mean, it'll make me throw it out the window. I mean, you get 10 dogs on a system, it is absolutely retarded. So what happens is these come preset showing you all the alerts. So with the alerts on, it's going to be, if you have 10 dogs, somebody's losing communication, somebody's losing GPS, but the problem is it comes right back. So otherwise you would never know any difference. So if you're out there hunting, your unit's driving you nuts, it is very, very easy. And you would typically do this when you set up your handheld, but I'm going to show you how to fix it if you're just watching this video. Setup, dogs, dog alerts, turn them all off. You can see in this handheld they've already been off. They're going to all come on. Now, if you are coon hunting or you're bird hunting and you want it to beep or vibrate at you if a dog says treed, then I would leave just the pointing one on, or I would leave just the treeing one on. Yep. At any time. Remember, these are only alerts. Your handheld's still going to tell you. So, like I said, unless you like hunting with vibrating and beeping, get rid of them.
Yeah.
A huge, that's another just, even though we don't get as many phone calls, people just automatically assume that's what it's going to do. Get rid of them. It's going to make it a whole lot nicer device.
A lot more enjoyable.
A whole lot more enjoyable.
How do you get the dog track off the map?
Aha, see that? He got me. All right, whole new place on the unit. You go to your tools, then you go down to Track Manager. Once you're in Track Manager, dog tracks. And then clear current track. So you can do that in a multitude. Being we just have one dog, and so you would clear the current track. Do you really want to clear your log? Yes. That is very good. We'll go to the same one. Contact tracks, current track. So the same way, if you want to get rid of your own track, which a lot of times when people first buy a handheld, they've got it on and they have tracks when they zoom way in all over their screen. All you would do is go to that same place. We'll do it one more time. You go to your menu, or your tools at the bottom, scroll down to your Track Manager, and then current track. And your current track, you would go down to the bottom and you would clear your current track, and that's going to get rid of all your tracks. Same thing with waypoints. So if you've got waypoints, you done marked 10 trucks at your house, or you're out there at the hunt club, or you go to a new place, you go to all your different waypoints, you can see those are the ones in there, but you would click and then delete. That's right at the top on that. Okay, yep, that is a very, very good. Another thing that we get a lot of phone calls on.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There is something else that people don't know a whole lot about, and not everybody uses it, and it's all in personal preference, but a lot of people don't know that you can pair your handheld with another handheld.
That's another real big, and that's actually calls we get. Somebody gets a new handheld, it's a great thing to do. Somebody drops one in the woods, if you have it programming with another one, guess what? It's great. You can go right to that handheld, walk back in and track it.
Pick it right up.
If you're hunting together, if Joe has 3 of your dogs, guess what? You can sit there and look and go, all right, well, I got 3 dogs with Joe, so they're in his box. There are a multitude of things that make it really, really nice. We
get a lot of phone calls from people who have dropped their device and did not pair it, asking if us or Garmin can locate their device, and we just cannot do it.
Yes, that is one thing. That is a myth everybody says. Garmin is not tracking you. We're not tracking you. It's only way you can track that device is if you have it linked with another handheld. And it's pretty easy, same thing. You would go back to your tools, and then you're going to go down to contacts, and then you're going to see that add and pair. It's really simple. You have to have both devices on this screen. You add one, you pair the other.
Yep, pair the other.
And then you would go back and do the other, pair and then add. Now, if you want to swing by your girlfriend's house and you don't want anybody to know you're there, it's real easy. You can also go back to your contacts on your main screen. You'd go to contacts there, and then you can turn your, go to your pairing setup, and then if you need to, you can turn your transmitting off like it is there. So as soon as you program it into a handheld, your transmitting is going to automatically be on. Now, like you see this update date, the update rate is at 2.5 seconds. I kick mine back down to 10 seconds. You don't need to know where somebody is every 2.5 seconds.
Right.
And that helps your battery life, because you remember when you do set it on that, you're transmitting every 2.5 seconds. It does take a little more power out of your handheld, so it's going to shorten your battery life a little. So I recommend 2.5 seconds. There's your ID. There's your transmitting on. That is also something that I did not know. Make sure you write down your ID and you have your transmitting on, because you can also go to a handheld in the future if you need to, and you can program this in there.
Absolutely.
So I did not know that. I learned that at the last meeting we were at Garmin. So it is, make sure that ID is written down.
Yes, that ID is key to especially if you're not going to enter your box into somebody else's box. You can still track it just like you would a collar.
Yeah, so yeah, it's once again, that's, you know, when you're out there running dogs, everybody knows it's too easy to leave one on a dog box, fall out your pocket. You know, we get excited. It's happened to me way more than it should have.
Absolutely. A quick question we get from people often is, how do you perform a master reset on a handheld?
Okay, when you call Garmin, if you're having issues at all, the answer you're going to hear a lot of times is reset your handheld. Now, when you do this, it does not get rid of waypoints. It does not get rid of bird's eye, but it is going to wipe out all your dogs. It's going to you're going to have to go back in and reset all them settings, them dog alerts you saw. Yep, you got to redo them again. But it also fixes a lot of problems. Unfortunately, these things are like little computers, and a lot of times you get so much storage and BS stored in the back of them that it's just time to reset it. It's not a bad thing to do after every hunting season. So when you would do that, you turn a handheld off for me. It's real easy. You're going to turn it on, and then you keep your finger, thumb, whatever, in the left-hand corner of the screen. And you're going to hold it there until you see that pop up. Do you really want to erase user data? Hit erase, and then you're going to see your screen pop up, and it is going to pop up like the first day you bought it.
It's going right back to factory settings.
Very, very simple. That is something, like I said, we really recommend do that once a year. Re-add your collars in. It helps the unit recognize your collars, but it also gets rid of all those old tracks, all that old dog stuff, and it will greatly help keep your unit up and working as fast as it should. We appreciate y'all today.
Yep, absolutely.
Hopefully we didn't forget too much. If hopefully all this helps, you know. If you ever have questions, I mean, that's a nice thing. If you got it from Outdoor Dog Supply, we service. You can call us also.
757-482-1000.
Yep, 757-482-1000. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great day.